In the glittering chaos of Hitchcock's Masquerade, fashion becomes language, every gown whispering secrets of the past, every mask hiding a story. Behind Grace Kelly's luminous beauty, there's a silent parade of characters, shepherdesses, empresses, and attendants, each wrapped in the fantasy of another century. This isn't just costume design, it's cinematic illusion at its finest, where 18th century Europe meets 1950s Hollywood elegance. Grace Kelly's gold gown at the ball. Did you know the most dazzling moment in To Catch a Thief wasn't a kiss or a chase? It was a gown? When Grace Kelly walked into that masquerade ball, every head turned, not because of her jewels, but because of the gold lame that lit up the entire room. Designed by the legendary Edith Head, this gown was pure cinematic gold. Literally, it's made from real gold lame fabric, a metallic weave that shimmered under the Technicolor lights. The bodice was sculpted perfectly to Grace Kelly's frame, strapless yet royal, flowing into a full ball skirt that made her look like she stepped straight out of a dream. Edith Head didn't just design clothes, she told stories with fabric. And this gown wasn't just fashion, it was a symbol of wealth, danger, and allure, matching Hitchcock's theme of temptation and disguise. The gown appears during the grand masquerade ball scene on the French Riviera. Frances Stevens, played by Grace Kelly, enters with her mother both masked and mysterious. The light hits her dress, and for a moment, even Cary Grant's character forgets the jewels he's supposed to steal. Every reflection from that gold fabric became part of Hitchcock's visual game, where beauty hides secrets and glamour distracts from guilt. Few people know this, the gown was hand-fitted and adjusted multiple times so it would glow under VistaVision cameras. Fashion historians call it one of the boldest gowns ever created by Edith Head. And fun fact, the real gold fabric was chosen specifically to capture the Mediterranean light during filming in southern France. 2. Jessie Stevens' blue velvet gown. Why does everyone remember Grace Kelly's gold gown, but one of the most striking costumes in To Catch a Thief is worn by her mother? Let's talk about Jessie Stevens' blue velvet masterpiece. Costume designer Edith Head created the extravagant masquerade look for Jessie Stevens, played by Jessie Royce Landis. A deep navy blue velvet gown trimmed with crystal-embellished swags and delicate lace cuffs. Her towering powder blue wig crowned the outfit and added that unmistakable 18th century court grandeur. Velvet was chosen for its rich texture and how it absorbed Technicolor lighting, giving her a dramatic presence in the ballroom scene. In the film's climactic masquerade ball, Jessie arrives with Frances, Grace Kelly's character, making a bold visual entrance. The blue velvet gown sets her apart from the pastel tones of others and indicates her status as the lavish party host mother. Her opulence mirrors the jewel theft subplot. Jessie is one of the wealthy marks. The crystals on her gown echo the stolen gems around her. Fashion historians note that this masquerade scene was the most costly and elaborate costume segment Edith Head had designed up to that point. Jessie's character is loaded with diamonds in the film, necklace, bracelets, rings, and the gown was built to show off those jewels. The neckline and velvet folds were crafted so the gems glinted just right. Even though Grace Kelly often steals the fashion spotlight, this blue gown remains a key example of how costume design can tell character and story, not just dress a star. 3. The mistress costume at the masquerade ball. Have you noticed the guest at the masquerade wearing the curved stomacher gown with that subtle 18th century twist? Let's dive into the costume of that mysterious lady and why it matters. The scene is the famed masquerade ball near the end of the film, designed in the theme of 18th century French court style. One of the standout gowns among the extras is a richly embroidered dress with a sewn-in stomacher, the triangular panel fronting many 18th century dresses. And the bodice is sculpted with a slightly curved bust line, though slightly modernized for 1950s screen. The dress uses velvet or heavy satin. The texture appears dense in the Technicolor sequence, with metallic trim and lace to capture camera light in VistaVision. The design incorporates rich color, like deep jewel tones or contrasting metallics, to stand out among the crowd of masked guests, each outfit contributing to the visual spectacle. Costume designer Edith Head reportedly described this ball as the most expensive costume scene I've ever done. Because this particular gown and the Masquerade ball scene blended historical court reference with 1950s film glamour, it's become a favorite among fashion historians studying film costume. The sewn-in stomacher detail is rarely rendered so visibly in film costumes, making this gown a subtle example of costume accuracy mixed with cinematic style. Even background guest costumes had craftsmanship. The color palette, fabric weight, and accessories were all chosen to read well on the widescreen Technicolor process. Among the swirl of feathers, jewels, and powdered wigs at Grace Kelly's Masquerade scene, two dresses steal the frame for fashion lovers. One, a flash of acid green modernity, the other, a royal echo of Catherine the Great herself. From the shepherdess with her ribboned crook to the imperial queen glittering in gold, each extra in To Catch a Thief carried a fragment of Hitchcock's dream world. They were never meant to be noticed, yet together they painted the atmosphere of timeless luxury, because in cinema, even those who stand in the shadows can define the light.